Hey guys, so you know that all guns have some sort of drop off or damage on them, but I've always thought that fusion rifles didn't really have that. I was very wrong about that, and I figured that out when I shot someone with Queenbreaker in the head while playing Combined Arms like a long time ago, and it did a little less than 200 damage, and it didn't kill him. And we're mostly just doing this for my own sanity, but someone might find this video a little interesting, maybe they'll find it later on, or maybe one of my subscribers want to know. Either way, I hope this video is helpful for someone. So knowing Queenbreaker is still technically a fusion rifle, I figured fusions must be affected by range drop-off as well, so that's what I wanted to test for the most part. I found out that I was right. Here are some clips proving that. But what's weird is that fusions have a lot of distance where that drop-off doesn't happen, and then it just abruptly eventually happens. Honestly, I don't think a normal person using a fusion rifle in normal ranges would ever notice this. So I don't know the real distance in terms of meters of when the drop-off starts, but you can kind of guess the distances here just by eyeballing it, and at the least see that it is pretty far out. So let's say you had a Saladin's Vigil with rifle barrel or brace frame. That thing could potentially map someone, and it's not just potential, you definitely could map someone with it. So I went back to testing the main thing that I wanted to figure out. Why did Queenbreaker do so much less damage that one time? Obviously, I thought this was range drop-off, but that starts much further out than the distances I tested here, because you can clearly see I one-shotted the target either way, which just ended up confusing me more, because I don't remember the distance being even this far out when that one circumstance I mentioned earlier happened. In fact, it wasn't even close to how far this is. But while I was testing, I noticed something weird about hip firing with Queenbreaker. I hip fired from really far out and actually hit the target, but it did so much less damage than it normally would have. Which leads me to believe that Queenbreakers operates differently based on when you fire from the scope and when you fire from the hip. It does less damage if you fire from the hip at a distance. So yes, I probably hip fired some dude and that's what confused me. But then I had even more questions. Why does that happen? Is it Queenbreaker or is it just fusion rifles? If it's not range drop-off, is it hip fire drop-off? I realized about halfway into editing this video, that's exactly what it was. It's hip fire range drop-off. Fusion rifles have a steeper damage drop-off based on if you hip fired or not. Basically what I'm saying is always scope in on your fusion rifle, even if you have the perk hip fire. Obviously if you're in a shotgun range, then you don't really need to scope in because you're in shotgun range and there won't be damage drop off. But if you're trying to even just like medium range, kind of like normal range for a fusion rifle, not mappage but just like a little bit closer, you probably still want to scope in, regardless. Anyway, sorry if this is a boring video, but I really enjoy these little theory-based videos and I hope someone found it informative. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.